Welcome, everyone, to Topic Wonders. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Looks like Atari may not be coming around again.
Yeah, so here's the thing. For many years, and I'm going to go
about 2 to 3 years.
It's actually, to me, it's longer than that, because when I was working in KB Toys back in the day, right? Like, I'm talking till like 2004 or whatever, and then 2007, whatever it was. I heard a long time ago that it was in rumblings for like decades that Atari was going to come back with a new system. Atari was going to come back with a new system. And we didn't hear nothing from it. We kept hearing rumblings. A couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, we heard that they were definitely coming back with a system. Now, when we heard this, and we covered this years ago on the Everything Show, we were hopeful that they were going to be competition. They're going to have their own third-party licensees. They're going to have their own.
The same guy who did Xbox was coming over, or either was coming over to do it, or he was going to do a joint project to do it.
Right, and ultimately, it never showed up that Christmas. Then next year, they kept doing the thing again. So then I started to feel, well, this is bullcrap, because they called it Atari Box. So now
they didn't want to call it a console. That's just the whole thing.
So the thing is, then we started to see they had nobody. And it was a thing where they're trying to privately fund it, and it wasn't working. Then they were trying to get money. So I was like, you know what? This is not going to happen.
No.
And now, Scott, here's the thing. I do apologize. I was supposed to do a cast earlier. I had a phone call. I'll reveal, what we're going to do later on from that phone call. Good phone call. I know it was wee hours in the morning, but it's fine. But we're finally doing the cast now because I was, we were going to talk about Toys R Us, which we still are in this cast.
Which is coming back.
Right, which we're going to talk. So Atari, now, the thing you sent me, the developer is done now with Atari.
The developer is done. He came,
he's fed up.
Like I said, he either came from Xbox or he was just assisting from Xbox.
And you read the article, right? That's what he said. He's an architect.
And it's just like all this stuff. They said 2019 this was going to happen, and then it's supposed to be released in March of next year. It's around that era, around that time. And now he's leaving the project altogether for this. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but some sort of it's similar to a pad. Basically, it's in other words, if you're like one of these creators, you've got
I just clicked on the article
with either computer gaming. I think it's with computer gaming, but
I just clicked on the article. Now, the site already there's something attached to the site. I'm not going to share with anybody because I don't want them to mess up their computer. Obviously, something's wrong with the site too, because things are starting to pop up everywhere. Suffice to say that there are issues with the Atari system. When we get more stuff will come available, we will cover it. But it looks like right now nothing is happening with it. Like nothing happened with it last year, the year before. Again, if they didn't get the proper companies to help them, why would you want to buy a console with no games? And again, we've seen like with Neo Geo at that time, the games of $350 released each. No one was going to really, unless you had money, was going to do that. So unless Atari comes back where Capcom's making exclusive, or Konami, or Atari themselves are making rebooted
or what they did initially, which was certain each manufacturer was only allowed to have three games max from the original
software when a system comes out.
But what a lot of these guys were doing is they were creating side companies in order to create new games as well, so they could actually get 6 games out of themselves.
But look at Apple. I saw that Apple made a brand new Frogger game. Now they have the rights now to Frogger, right? I forgot who had the rights before. Or not that they have the rights to Frogger, but Frogger is an exclusive to their system, right? So I would love to see Atari's Asteroids or all these other different things.
I would love to see.
And I would love to see Activision making a Pitfall, a brand new Pitfall.
Well, they've got that Activision Mini, which was either came out last year or the year before.
But if they came with a brand new Pitfall for the Atari system.
Oh, God, yes.
Let me tell you something. That was my first game ever that stood up when I was a child overnight for the first time ever in history when I was a kid. I was playing that game. I didn't go to sleep. And it was and I've never did that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are like, Joseph, like, you gotta go to bed, whatever. Because it was like Christmas time I got it, right? Or whatever it was. And that was my first game ever when I was young that I played the most at that time. Then I played games longer than that, but that was my favorite game back in the day. Atari 2600. Pitfall was my thing.
Yeah.
And that was the most I played on Atari was Pitfall, really. Because all the other stuff was crap. Pac-Man.
I forget what, because I know I had gotten the 2600.
Yeah, but Pac-Man was crap. Remember
was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, I love that game too. Yes. But Pac-Man was crap, and it was never ported right over.
No.
Garbage.
Yeah, a lot of people said that that the Activision one was a lot better than.
I think it was might have been the Atari 5200 version was good. That it was like, oh, cool, But I remember, I had tons of games for Atari 2600.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had the thing when Atari was going out.
I got 22 games.
When Atari was going out, I actually had over 100 games, I think, for Atari. And when Atari was going out, and then we got the 5200, I got Commodore 6, so forth and so forth. You can go in different systems, but it's sad because what it is. And also we got PlayStation 5 now coming out next.
Yeah.
Next, not this Christmas, coming up next Christmas.
Yeah, Christmases.
Yeah, 2020.
And that looks like a really good.
I don't want the controller to change at all. I want the controller to be exactly the same. That's the only way it works because that thing's a perfect controller.
Yeah. Getting back to the Atari thing, real quick. A problem I had kept on wanting to hear is it going to be disc system like we've got now with the additional downloading? Is it going to be streaming or was it going to be primarily downloading? And nobody would say anything. No, we didn't get nothing, not even a picture. And another thing I made a comment about on one of these YouTube sites I wonder if half that money is going to go to that little pad that I was talking about. In other words, so what was left to go to the Atari, this new Atari system, they were just going to go, we're just going to quietly shift it over to that. Yeah. And when I heard there was nothing after a year, I knew that it was pretty much going to be dead in the water. And the second article we had was like just cannibalize like Xboxes, PS4s, and that, and just give us a system. Yeah. And you know what? I think the more systems, the merrier, because you know what? You don't have to get all the systems if you want, but a little more variety. Like, I would love for Sega to come out with a new system. Yeah. I would love, and you make the choice. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So that story is over. We will cover that as it develops. The news story today posted is that the Toys R Us website is back. It's coming back. It's back already. Like, the website's back. I just clicked onto it. I sent you to click. Yeah, it looks like Target is helping them out in some type of joint venture to try to help out Toys R Us returning and Target probably profiting from it. Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like not KB, but well, I want KB to come back too. I love to see KB come back, but I'm just wondering if it's going to be setting up that it's just online, then it's just. I think actual stores be open during the season. Yeah, I think actual stores are going to manifest themselves for Toys R Us. So that means I wonder if this one that's over here by me is going to reopen. See, that's the thing though. It's one thing about the leases because I don't know if they were paying the leases. I think they abandoned them. It's probably going to be new locations unless they still have a contract with that lease that they're paying it every month. Yeah. Or maybe whatever. I don't know. So they haven't torn down they haven't taken down the sign from this one here yet. Right. It's still up. Plus we've got that Babies R. I'm still surprised Babies R Us was affected too, but that's the same company. Down the way. Same company. Of course it would be affected. Yeah. They closed, right? Yeah. All of them closed. So hopefully Toys R Us reopens. I'm hoping for KB Toys because that was my favorite thing. So growing up and working there too. All right, we're out of here. I know it's late. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye for now.